If you have noticed a sudden and scary drop in your engine performance, or even worse, you see actual fuel dripping from your tailpipe while your fuel gauge drops faster than ever before, then you might be dealing with a P009D code. This specific diagnostic trouble code is all about the fuel pressure relief control circuit being in a high voltage condition, which basically means your engine brain, or the PCM, has lost control over how much fuel pressure is being delivered to your injectors. This is a moderate to serious issue that applies to almost any modern vehicle, like a Dodge or a Ram or a Chevy, because if your fuel pressure is not regulated properly, you are either going to starve the engine or completely drown it in gas. When you start troubleshooting this, the very first thing you should do is look up the technical service bulletins for your specific year and model, because sometimes the manufacturer already knows about a common wiring fault or a software bug that can save you hours of head scratching. You need to locate the fuel pump and the fuel pressure regulator and the relief valve, and then check every single inch of that wiring for any signs of melting or rubbing or corrosion in the connectors. If the visual stuff looks okay, you're going to need to hook up a fuel pressure gauge to see what the actual numbers are compared to what the factory says they should be. High voltage often means there's an open circuit or a bad ground somewhere, so use your multimeter to check for 0 ohms of resistance in the wires, because if you find high resistance, that is a clear sign of a bad connection that needs to be cleaned or replaced. Do not just assume the fuel pump is dead right away, because it could just as easily be a stuck relief valve or a simple wiring harness issue that is preventing the whole system from working correct. Remember that working with fuel systems requires extra caution, so make sure you're in a well-ventilated area and always double-check your pressure readings against the technical data for your specific engine before you start pulling parts. If you find that the wiring is perfect, but the voltage is still staying high, then you might be looking at a faulty fuel pressure regulator, or in the worst case scenario, a failing PCM that needs to be flashed or replaced to get your car back on the road safely.